We're
Good
back.
morning.
After a couple weeks of not having an episode due to life, due to sicknesses, which you can clearly hear by Andrea's voice, due to traveling, we had to take some unexpected time off. So we're really excited to be back. Before we dive in, today's just going to be like a catch up. I need to know what's been going on. We want to share all of that kind of jazz. But before we kick into that, this is like episode what 30 something, 20 something, I don't know. We're having fun doing it. So if you've been along the ride and you're loving what you're hearing, you have a favorite episode, can you do us a favor and just please share? We really want to connect with more women. And if you're loving what you're hearing as much as we love putting it out there, like I said, you have a favorite episode, share that with them. If you share it on social media, make sure that you tag us. And then that way we can keep bringing you the chaos. So let's catch up. So who wants to go first? What's everybody been up to?
Well, oh my gosh, I'll go first. So, back in August, I had this wonderful eye episode. Oh, I went to a facility to work one day, and as I was coming home, my eye started feeling a little weird. I started having some pain, and it wasn't like crusty or anything, not like that goopy stuff, but it was just a little bit of pain and itchy. And I woke up the next morning and it was just like inflamed red.
It was really bad.
It was so bad.
Yeah.
So I waited another day and I went to urgent care and they said, "Oh, you got pink eye." And I was like, "Great. So give me some antibiotic drops." I took them the entire weekend, did not help one bit. So I called my doctor and they were like, "You need to go to the eye doctor."
Mhm.
Long story short, went to the eye doctor. He saw Humira on my list of meds, and asked me, he's like, "Why do you take Humira?" And I said, "For my Crohn's." And he said, "Well, that's why you have inflammation of your iris, is because of your
Mhm.
autoimmune disease." And so this went on, like, I just finished taking drops for my eye last week. So this has been going on since before the last week of August.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so because it was steroid drops, you couldn't, just completely come off of them. You had to wean off of them. And it was just an ordeal. My eye was it was so closed off. It was red. It was just gross. It hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, the pain, it was awful. So
Ugh.
I was still going through that when we went to Nashville. So that was one other weekend that I was gone, is because I was in Nashville.
So
And
hold on just a minute. So that
okay.
Humira, so I mean, you've been on it for like a long time,
Yeah, and I just recently stopped taking it.
and you just like you've been on it for years,
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
you just had this flare up. Wonder if there
Mm.
was like anything else that caused it, or like why now?
Well, I asked him, and I asked the eye doctor, I was like, "Well, he said this things just happen in people with autoimmune diseases, because he said it's not directly correlated to anything like a flare up or anything, that just happens. And it's due to the inflammation, that's going on in my body, and it just happens to be in the eyeball."
Ugh.
Well, like instead of the inflammation showing up in your colon where it normally
Right.
does, it manifested itself in your
Wait,
eye.
Yeah.
that's what your colon looks like?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I
I
have
mean, when
seen
I would just look like, because you shared a couple pictures and stuff, like when I looked at it, my eyes hurt.
Mm.
mhm.
It just looked so painful.
It was the worst pain. I'm not even kidding. I have never had like eye pain, like, because whenever you have eye pain, your whole head feels heavy and you
Mhm.
just
Mhm.
want to hang your head down. And that's how I felt.
The
Like
light hurts it, just everything hurts it. Yeah.
I
Yep.
couldn't get on my phone. I had to take the week off of work because, I mean, all I do is stare at a computer all day and I could
Ugh.
not even open my eye, so I had to take off work. And just had to be diligent about putting the drops in my eyes because it was every 2 hours I was putting drops in my eyes.
Oh,
And let's
So,
just
yeah.
talk about putting drops in your eyes. That's like the worst thing
Oh,
ever.
yeah. I
I
mean,
have trouble with that.
well, I will tell you, do not put drops in your eyes after you have cleansed and moisturized your face because you can't pull your eye
Oh,
down.
oh yeah.
I started sliding everywhere and I'm like, I can't get this drop in. And the drops goes like dripping down my face, and everything like
uh,
that. So that was like the major thing that's happened to me. Um, and then like what I was getting ready to say was we went to Nashville for Labor Day weekend. That was an adventure. We went for the Tennessee UVA football game. UVA lost, which I knew they were going to, but it's football. We just went for the good time. And I did get a little bit too drunk.
oh,
Well, not at the game because it was so hot. I had to, like anything that you drank, you were just sweating out. So I
Mm.
couldn't get drunk at the game. But the next day at the pool, oh my God, I started drinking gin and soda. That's just my liquor choice. And then we switched over to pina coladas with an extra shot of dark rum on the top. Oh my God.
oh.
I got back to the room and it was like 4:30 in the afternoon and I was like spinning and I told Matt, I said, I'm spinning. I'm spinning, you know. And I get to the bathroom and I can't even hold it in and I puked everywhere, like in the hotel bathroom. It was
Oh,
everywhere. And
Oh
it was in our
God.
room, but Matt had to clean it up.
that's love. That is love.
Uh,
Listen, it was paybacks because he did that to me the night before our wedding.
Oh,
And
really?
oh,
yes, I
oh.
never told y'all this story.
No.
He was drinking moonshine the night before our wedding because it was just me, him, and Nikki here at the house. And he was drinking moonshine. And, I kept refilling his glass or whatever. And one time he got up and he was just like, oh, I can't, I can't drink it.
You were trying to keep him drunk so that he'd stay there and you could keep an eye on him before the wedding.
Yeah, just making sure that he'd say yes. But no, he was calling the dinosaurs that night. It was so, yeah, it was
Oh,
payback. It was time for him to clean up after me.
goodness.
So yeah, so that was an adventurous trip and I walked to dinner with them and Nikki never got up. She got sick too. So there must have been something in the pina coladas. And
Yeah, too much alcohol.
yeah, and so it was a fun trip, but Nashville is not for me, okay? Because
No.
it's nothing but bars. So whenever you're downtown, you're just going in one bar and out the other. And I'm just not a drinker. We all know what I do,
Yeah.
so um
Do
it's
do
just
they allow that there? Probably
no,
not. No.
it's not legal state. So anyway, my other big news is not such big news. It's a little sad news, but Cooper's sick
Mm.
and he's got a little heart murmur. Um, just found that out last week, but I am taking him to a heart specialist in Charlottesville rather than Blacksburg, which from my house, Blacksburg is about an hour from to Charlottesville, it's like 2 hours.
Mm.
So,
Mm.
but Charlottesville could get us in almost a month early
Oh
or
wow.
a month earlier than Blacksburg, Virginia Tech. So I asked my vet, and she said I would go with the sooner appointment. So
Yeah.
we're doing that. I know it's a hike, but
It's your baby.
it's my baby, and I want to get him in as soon as possible. And I just did not want to wait till November.
Hmm.
Yeah.
So that's why his little butt's so
So he gets to
lethargic
go
all the
this month?
time. Yeah, Friday the 13th next month.
Oh,
I mean, this month,
nice.
next week.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
So,
quick.
yeah, they did get him in quick. So, oh, it's just been an emotional couple of weeks, with him and trying to figure out. I mean, he's been sick for now a year, but I didn't know that this was what was wrong with him.
Hmm.
Mm.
Like he's been depressed and lethargic and whatever, but I didn't really realize that he had a heart condition. So that's why it's important to get your pets checked up. So, but
Yeah.
that's honestly all that's been going on with me, struggling through
Damn,
the
that's a
eyes
lot.
and yeah.
As drunkenness, puppies.
Yeah, I know. So,
Mm,
but it's been it hasn't been the same because I haven't been with my gals, but now we're here and we're
I know.
reunited.
And it feels so good. I
Yeah,
can't
try
sing it. I
singing
can't
that.
sing it. It's too high pitched.
So
Well, I'll give an
so
update. Let me give an
yeah.
update here. So, well, let's see, my entire family was here for like a week and a half
Which
in the end of
that's
August.
just like, oh my God.
I know.
A
I
week
need
and a
to do
half
that.
with like family. I'm just
And
like, oh.
yeah, and right at the tail end of that, my husband got sick.
Oh.
So he was out for a couple of days, down for the count for a couple of days. Of course, this is like his 12th bout with COVID. So, he's a professional COVID recoverer at this point. So he's only sick for like a day or two and then he's fine. Um, and then probably, so like while he was sick, I started to get a scratchy throat and I was like, no big deal. It's just because, we've been, partying and the temperature is starting to change, the humidity's fluctuating. It was raining a lot. Um, and then it was like Sunday, we were watching football and I just had to lie down. I was like, I feel like I got hit by a bus. So I ended up having a fever. I did like 3 COVID tests the entire time. I was sick for over a course of a week. They all tested negative, but everybody was like, no, you had COVID, you had
Mhm.
COVID because this is what it is now.
Yeah.
And then
Well,
I
with the
had
new strand out, I mean, do the tests are
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
so you could have
Maybe the
had the new
tests
strand, you know what I mean? Like, I
Yeah.
don't know if the
maybe
tests
the tests
themselves
don't
would
count.
show
Yeah.
positive on the new strand.
I don't
Mhm.
know. I just like to think of myself as a medical marvel and um I'm one of those people that never test. And I also did the nasal swab, so maybe I would have had to do like the throat swab.
Yeah.
Who knows? I ain't doing any more of that shit. So um so then I was congested for like freaking week and a half and then um we went to Las Vegas because I ain't passing that up.
Mhm.
Which probably wasn't the best idea because of the time difference and all the drinking and just
You guys seem
I
like
don't
you
know,
were
we had a
always on the
blast.
you
We
guys were
had
always on the
dude,
go. Your
my
step count
my
was
watch was out of control.
ridiculous.
My watch was like at least 15,000 steps a day.
Yeah.
The fucking circles were just spinning. Um We went to the Grand Canyon, which was awesome. If you've never been, I highly recommend it. It's just an experience. Um, we loved it so much that we're actually going back in December for our Christmas gift because
Oh,
he got free rooms again, and we're gonna go to another part of the Grand Canyon. Like we already have it planned. Um, and the flights were stupid cheap when we booked it. So we're gonna go back for another weekend in December just because we have a lot of things coming up in January in the new year. So um, this will be our trip, and then we're gonna take a hiatus from traveling for a little bit afterwards, just because we have
what, like a month?
no, no. He's gotta have some medical stuff done, so he'll need his PTO for that. And then so we're gonna lay low for a little bit, maybe just some weekend, like a weekend drivable trips, nothing crazy.
So
Ooh.
funny story off of that piggybacks off of what Andrea just said. So last week we attempted to record, but Mel didn't wake up. So Andrea and I are on Zoom, of course, and we're chit-chatting and she's telling me about our trip and whatnot. And I'm like, oh, so you just got back. So when's like your next trip? Expecting it to be like, you know, at
Oh,
least like a month out or something. And she's like, oh, we leave tonight. And I'm like, what?
Where did you go? I didn't even know you were going on a trip.
You just got back. Where the hell are you going now? You literally just got back.
yeah, we got back on Tuesday. And then Saturday night was his Jimmy's best friends. They were having a surprise birthday party. So we flew up and we flew up to Boston and went to the birthday party.
Oh.
However, I have to tell you that was an ordeal because we were supposed to fly direct. Our flight was at 4:30, and at 10:30 in the morning, we start getting the notifications that the flight was delayed.
No.
And we're like, "Oh my God." And the party started at 7. So we were just gonna like make it in there. So we literally moved a mountain and ended up getting a flight that cut through LaGuardia into Providence. Um, and we had to, it was at like 2 o'clock, 2:30. So we managed to get in there. We got to the party about 8:30. So we weren't too late. It was still
Mhm.
going on. We did miss the big, surprise, but I think, the bigger surprise was that
That you were there.
we actually
Yeah.
made it.
Mm-hmm.
And then so we ended up spending the night with them, and just we didn't do shit on Sunday. We just straight up we sat around, we watched football. Our flight was at like 7 p.m. Um, so we just kind of laid low, and it was really nice just to hang out with them. And they had a couple they have 2 kids, and so we were just chilling for the day. Um, and we actually took Breeze Airways, which if you have, and I should be getting a commission for this, but if you have not taken Breeze or you have the opportunity to take it, I highly suggest it. It was more comfortable than Spirit, and I mean
I've
pretty
never even heard
reasonable.
of them.
And yep, they fly like direct to a lot of places out of the smaller based airports.
We don't have that here in
So
Roanoke.
they have a flight from Charleston to Charleston, West Virginia, Charleston, South Carolina.
Oh, nice.
Not that that matters, but I'm just, like just example, like that's where it flies. Like it does go to Tampa from here and Orlando and things like that.
Well, we are actually, and I know I'm impeding on your moment here,
Oh,
Andrea, but
whatever.
I I decided that, our 1 year anniversary is coming up on the 23rd, like in a couple of weeks. You wouldn't
Mm.
know, Andrea, because you weren't there.
Oh, fuck
Um,
off. No, but you know what I know? Because it's exactly a month after mine. So
Man.
anyway, anyway, I booked us a trip to go to Myrtle Beach, and I was just yeah, we're only staying 2 nights, we Matt doesn't have any PTO because of all of his chemo stuff and
Mm.
everything, so he's just gonna furlough that Friday. I took PTO off for that Friday, so we're just gonna head down early that morning, stay a couple nights, and then come back. So I'm
Nice.
excited for that, just to get
Well,
away
what
'cause
weekend? Because maybe if I'm not sick and not have a million things to do, I mean, we could at least come up for the day.
yeah,
That was the thing.
27th.
I miss Jen because we were all still
Sick.
sick and
Yeah, you weren't there
recovering.
for that.
Oh God.
Oh, can't wait to hear about that. But But yeah, so I'm excited. We saw the beach together when we were on our honeymoon, but it was so full of seaweed,
Shit.
shit, and just
You
crap.
probably still be able to swim in it at that time.
Yeah,
You'll still be able to go in.
yeah.
So you're going the
So
Um,
weekend of the 21st or 28th?
28th. Yeah, because
well,
I
now
have
you're
to.
being confusing because my anniversary is the 23rd. Well, pick a weekend then. There you go.
Well, I couldn't do the 21st because my mom decided that she was going to book her hair appointment on the
Oh, that's
21st.
Halloween weekend. Oh,
Yeah.
we were actually talking about potentially going somewhere that we like obviously a day trip or something,
Well,
or
y'all
for the
can come
night.
up to the beach.
Well, that was one of our options. We were talking about either going to Savannah because Savannah gets real lit for Halloween, or or going up that way. So I said something
Okay.
nearby. I don't want to go crazy because obviously we're going on a big long journey later next month.
And
Well,
then we'll
anyways,
be reunited, and we need to hear Jen's update.
oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah, I don't have much else after that.
Yeah, but you're like
Something's
you're sick. Your sickness is still going
oh
on.
yeah, I still have laryngitis. I had some really big meetings this week. We're gonna keep this on the DL right now
Yeah.
until there's more news. There's really big meetings this week, of course. Now I have freaking laryngitis. So, but it's clearing up, and I don't know, hopefully next week is the better week. And sorry, there's a fly. Um that I just Yeah, I haven't been doing any fitness really other than walking and some yoga stuff, and I've just been trying to get myself healthy.
Yeah.
That's all you can do, dude.
Let's start there.
Yeah, absolutely.
So for me, I'm trying to think of anything else that's not wedding related.
But that you're
Work's
in wedding
been,
season,
I
okay?
know, right?
You know?
Work's been super crazy per usual. I actually had to go in the office 3 times this week because some senior leaders came in and my manager came in. And so um I started working with actually a macro coach. Um,
Mhm.
I don't know if you listened to a couple episodes back, I was sharing about how I had some blood work done and my CRP, CPK, whatever the hell it is, all of the blood work that shows high immune or inflammation in your body, it was like
Mhm.
super, super high. So I had that redone. It was still super, super high.
Oh,
So
wow.
um I have something going on. I don't they still think it's like effects from the chemo. They said
Mhm.
it could take a couple years, but that
Wow.
was in like 2021. I
Yeah.
finished in October of no, I finished in June or July of 2021. So I think that there's something else going on. I know that like with all of my surgeries and everything like
Mhm,
that, my body's just been under a lot of stress. I
Mhm.
think that there's something else going on. I've really been paying attention to what I've been eating, and I'm noticing that like certain things really make me sick.
mm,
Mhm.
Um, my stomach feels super tight. Um, I get like really, really, really bad cramps.
Mm.
And so I'm really trying to be really mindful of that and removing those foods.
Mhm.
Um, but I needed to do something different. And I don't know about like the three of us follow like, body programs. We work out at home. I've been doing it for like 11 years now.
Mhm.
And I just got into this rut where there's nothing in the
mm,
library that I'm like, oh my God, I need to wake up. I need to go do this.
Mhm.
So I started going back to the gym again. And I'm not doing anything crazy. I'm just doing like a mile or more on the treadmill. And then I'll like as a warm up type thing, I don't think I go any faster than like 2.5.
mhm,
Mhm.
I'll play with like the inclines a little bit, but not a lot, just because I want to move and I don't want to cause more inflammation. So I'm
mhm,
just really focusing on increasing my steps overall.
Mhm.
And then doing the elliptical. And so that's been a nice change just because I'm getting out of the house. I usually am there like at 5 a.m. when they open. I'm usually there for like an hour or so. And it's just nice. I'm listening to music or I'll listen to like one of the mental things, like the mindset things on bod.
Mhm.
Um, but it's just nice to be around, I think, the other people as well and just have
mhm,
a change of scenery and not
Yeah.
have a trainer in my ear,
Yeah.
because I think I'm on the phone all day and
mhm.
Mhm.
I just need that time just for my own thoughts
Sure,
or
quiet
music and
time.
not think about what people are saying.
Mhm,
So that's been really
Totally
nice.
understand. Mhm.
And I'm really like, this is just the first week with the macro coach, but I was telling Mel a little bit earlier that because I've been going into the office, I haven't been spot on with my macros because my manager's been buying us, lunch or
mm,
breakfast or whatever. But like whatever I'm putting in my order, I'm making smart choices. And
Mhm.
so I've even gone out to like Kevin and I went out to dinner one night. I made a smart choice. Went out yesterday with two of my girlfriends from work that I've been putting off because I
I'm
did not
so
want them
proud
to
of
mm,
see
you.
how much weight I've gained.
mm,
But I was like, I miss these people. They're my friends. They'll accept me however I want. Get out of your own head and just go. So we went and I made really smart choices. We went to Longhorn. I didn't have any of the bread that they bring
mm.
out, which is like huge for me because I could eat like 2 loaves of that.
Yep.
But I did have a baked potato. So I was like, I would rather have the baked potato than the
Mhm.
Then
bread.
the
So
bread.
I was just like, I'm just gonna have the baked potato.
Yep.
Well,
And then
because
I
at
got
least you're getting something from the baked potato versus
yeah.
the bread, which is Yeah.
And then
nothing.
I had like I got the filet and then a salad, right?
Mm.
So like yes, my calories were higher, but I felt good about it. I didn't make, and I woke up the next day and I was down some weight. And
Mm.
so I mean it's working, I think overall. I am seeing progress. I mean, the weights, the scale still fluctuates from day to day.
Right.
So I'm eager to see like what my overall average is for this week, but overall I'm eating way less than what I have been and cleaner, quote
Me
unquote,
too.
cleaner things. So
Me too.
that's progress. It's
Yeah,
week 1.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? This is a marathon, not a sprint.
Yep, absolutely.
So I feel really good about that. I went to pick up my wedding dress. So, one, I went and shopped for one. I waited to the last minute. We are getting married on 11/11, and I just kept putting it off. Honestly, it's just because I'm not happy with where I'm at physically, and it was like I wasn't in the mood to like go and find a wedding dress and be like, oh, I look like a sparkly hippo. You know what I mean? Like I know I shouldn't talk to myself about like that, but it was just like it wasn't something that I was looking forward to doing. And so but I did, and then I was literally in there for 26 minutes, which
That
I'm
was
very
it?
proud of myself. So my biggest tip for any brides, if you're a bride and you're listening, or a bride to be, or have any kind of special occasion. I went to David's Bridal. But I've been like looking at their website constantly, and I've like created an account, I favorited some things. And so I like had it narrowed down to a couple different styles and ones that I really want to try on, and different price ranges and such. And so when I went in there, the lady's like, do you have an appointment? I went in right at when they open. I'm like, nope. She's like, well, we're really busy right now. And I said, well, I know exactly what I want. And she goes, oh, okay.
Oh,
So
do you?
I showed her the 3 dresses that I had it narrowed down to. She pulled them. I tried them on. It was the second dress, and I was in there for a legit 26 minutes. I didn't look at anything else. I was just like, this is what I want, try it on. And I got the second dress. And she's like, she's like,
I've never had a friend like
no,
that.
she's like, I can't believe like this, like you came in here and you're like already done. I'm like, yeah, like I don't have time. I don't have time. Plus I'm like in there by myself. So what, like, I guess maybe it would be different. Like if my mom was here and we were doing it together, then we could like look at the different dresses like in person. But it was just like, Kevin's waiting in the car. I'm just like, I'm not like, let's just hurry this up, So I bought the dress, and then whenever it came in like a week early. Went and tried it on. I was there for 3 hours
Oh my goodness.
because they only had like 2
2
seamstresses on deck. And so people kept coming in, and I'm just like, why the hell do I have an appointment? Like, can we hurry up? My appointment was at 5. I didn't leave there until almost 8.
Oh my goodness.
God, that is so
Kevin wasn't in the car, was he?
No, it wasn't. No. But but it was just ridiculous. And all of my alterations, $500.
Oof.
$500.
And this is at you did them through David's.
I went back to David's Bridal because quite honestly, I don't have the desire or energy
to find
somebody. And I was just like, I'll pay extra for this convenience. But like, the dress is I know the dress is 4 layers. And so they have to like trim hem all 4 layers. They're taking in the back and the straps a little bit. My bustle. It's just like, whatever. And she's just like, okay, it's going to be this much for this. And I'm like, okay, like, you don't have to keep telling me how much each button is for the bustle. Like, just do it. Like, what am I going to do? Like, walk around all day? Like, you just need to fix it. So just do it.
Well,
so it was
they have to. I mean, they have to there.
I know, but I just
When
wanted to
I
speed up the
when I did
process.
mine, when I went for mine, so I went to 2 places. I went to David's because I didn't know what I wanted, and that's where I found, like, the shape and whatnot that I liked. And then I found a dress online that I liked through a designer, and I called literally every shop around being like, "Do you have this dress? Do you have this dress?" And they were like, "Well, we don't know. We'll get back to you. We'll get back to you." And this one lady, she emailed me. She goes, "Oh, honey, like this isn't out yet. This is next season's. Like this is coming, and it won't be ready for your wedding." But then she was like, "But I have, similar dresses. Blah blah blah. Just come in, whatever." So I went in, and probably like the second or third dress I tried on, I'm like, "This is it." But I went with my mother-in-law and my grandmother-in-law because my mom wasn't in town, so I
Mhm.
went with them. And like I just couldn't pull the trigger because I had too many voices, you know what I
Yep.
mean?
Yeah.
And I
Mhm.
literally, I left and I said, okay, like I felt good about it, but I was like, eh. And I literally went back by myself. I tried that one dress on and I was like, this is it.
Yep.
Like, this is it. There's no one here. There's no noise. This is it. And so it was just, I was probably in and out in like a half hour with that whole thing, because getting the whole thing on was an ordeal itself.
Yeah.
But like just honestly, like for me shopping, I have to be by myself. I can't have other people input. I can't, you
Yep.
know what I mean? Because my voice is gonna conflict with their voice, and it's just
Yeah,
not
because if
gonna.
you get something based off of them and then you get it home and then you
I'm
like
like, ugh.
put it on and you're like, oh, I hate this,
Yeah.
you
That
know?
was one reason why I just ordered mine online. Because I saw what I liked. I put my measurements in. They customized it to my measurements, so I knew it was going to be somewhat similar to where, I would be for my wedding, and if I needed to get alterations, I could.
Mm,
So and it fit. It was big, but at that time it was a little bit big, but it fit, and I ended up getting the alterations. You know, uh, but to your point, that we were talking to each other, it's lonely. It's a lonely process.
Yeah.
mhm,
And I
Even when
think
you,
that's what I was like more, I wasn't, because this is my second marriage, right? And so
mm-hmm,
my first marriage, it was always like, I think I was more impressionable where I would listen to other people. And this time around,
mm-hmm,
I'm like, screw you. Like, I'll get whatever I want kind of thing.
yep,
mhm,
But I just wanted the experience
mm-hmm,
of
mm-hmm,
somebody being with me. And so it was
yeah,
a very lonely process. And so after I picked up my dress, I came out and, like I said, Kevin was in the car when I picked it up also. And I just like broke down and he's just like, oh my God, what's wrong? And it may have been because the previous day we went up to NC State to see Gabe and we were in the car for like a total of 5 hours and it was just a very long day. And
mm,
I usually am emotional whenever like he leaves or I leave him or whatever. But it was also like I was, like Mel said, it was just a lonely experience. And it was just like, there's nobody here. Like I could
mhm,
take his mom, I guess, but I don't like, I'm not super close with her. I mean,
yeah,
I would maybe I guess I could have probably taken her, but I don't know. It was just something that I really wanted to do with my mom, and
mhm,
it just kinda sucked that she wasn't here.
yeah,
My mom and I have been getting it together, like, getting along really, really well, and
mm,
so it was just, I wanted my mom, you know?
yeah.
yeah.
But, so the the dress will be done November 4th.
Oh my god.
We
Oh,
leave November 9th.
Yeah, but that's good. That's good. Cause
So,
do you have to go back in and then they?
yes, so they're
Okay,
not
good.
doing the bustle, so they're hemming it and everything, and
Mhm,
then when I go on November 4th, that's when they're doing the bustle. So I don't know if, like, I would assume that when they do the bustle, like, I'll have to go back, like, Monday or Tuesday to pick it up again.
yeah.
mm-hmm,
So I
That
know
won't take very long.
yeah, and I know they don't do anything on, like, the seamstress isn't there on, like, Wednesdays and Thursdays, so it'll be, like, either Monday or Tuesday of that next week where I have
mm-hmm,
to go get it.
Mhm,
But it just everything's coming together. So the dress is all done. I had to go get shoes, of course, right? So my fitting was on Tuesday. I had no shoes.
mm,
So I had to go Monday, and the Monday before, because I picked up my dress on Sunday, and she wanted me to try it on then. Well, I didn't shower. I looked like dog shit.
Just
It
give me
was
the damn
hot.
dress.
And I was just like, I can't do this. Like, I'm not mentally prepared to like have this. And if they like, I was not mentally prepared. So I'm like, what do you have? And I said, I'm leaving 11/9. So I need it here before then. She's like, well, you need to come back this week. And I said, what do you have? So she had Tuesday. So I had one day. I wasn't going Sunday. I was tired. I had one day to go find shoes. So I just went to DSW. I'm like, they'll have something. And my feet are so fat and chunky since I've gained weight that like cute little like heels or strappy shoes or whatever that I like, they won't fit. Like either my feet feel like stuffed sausages in them, or like the ankle thing wrap won't fit. Like it's my ankle's too large. So I went to like the old granny section, and they had like sandals, like flat sandals, and they're actually pretty cute. So, and they were like sparkly. So I was like, you know what? Nobody's going to see my feet anyways. And at least these I can wear the whole time instead of just having a pair of shoes for like legit one day. And I can wear these like for whatever. So I got those. But then as I go for my fitting, I'm like, you know what? Why am I so stupid? I'm just wearing Chucks. Like, nobody's going to see my feet. And honestly, that's more me anyways. So I think I'm taking the sandals back, and I'm going to get a pair of sparkly Chucks. They have sparkly Chucks, or a pair of white ones, or like something, or like even like baby pink or whatever, because the dress isn't like white. So I'm going to wear sneakers.
Hey, I had a girlfriend that did that. Her and her husband got married in Vegas, and she got personalized Converse shoes. Yeah, it was like Mrs. whatever, and everything like that. So you can find that on Etsy.
Good to know. Oh,
It
speaking of
it always makes me nervous though, because I don't know if they're going to fit right. Because like I said, my feet are kind of wide, right? And so I need to make sure that they fit. Same thing with like when I was dress shopping, I went to David's Bridal because they had extended sizes. I've looked at other places like online, but a lot of places at least in Charlotte, I couldn't find a place that had extended sizes.
Yeah.
And which honestly is sad. Like not everybody is in your typical up to 14.
Right. And 14's now not even a bigger size.
No. And a lot of them, they didn't go past 14. And I was like, well, I need something bigger than that. So David's Bridal like really only made sense for me. So that's that. So we're putting the final touches on like what we want to eat. And I think the last biggest thing that we have to do this month is go get our marriage license. And so
well, that's
we'll
important.
Do that. Yeah, we'll do that sometime, probably either this next week.
How far ahead do you have to get it?
It just has to be within 60 days. Whenever we go, we get it that day.
Yep.
It's not like we have to wait for it. So my dad's been ordained already. So that's all done. Good. We talked to him last week a little bit about like what we want the wedding, like the ceremony to look like. I'm starting to look at music and just, all of that kind of stuff. And I think Kevin's really nervous because he's just like, I hope your vision in your head happens. Like, I don't want you to get there and be disappointed because of either the house isn't what you envision, and I'm like, well, there's pictures. Like, I know what I'm getting. You know what I mean? Or like the music. He's like, you're playing music? And I'm like, well, yeah. And he said, from your phone. And I said, we have Bluetooth speakers. He said,
it's going to sound fine.
He just can't. He's having a hard time visioning it. And so he's very concerned that I have this all played up in my head and somehow it's not going to work out that way. And I'm going to be like disappointed or something.
We're going to help you plan this. Yeah. And it's going to go off without a hitch. It's fine.
I'm just like, it's not like I'm planning like anything amazing. Like I'm totally fine with taking a Bluetooth speaker and having one of you like play it when I get up there, you hit stop.
Mhm.
It's not that difficult.
No,
And
no,
then
you don't hit stop. You turn the music
or
down, so
down
it slowly
slowly.
fades away. Yeah.
Fades away. Yeah. And then like, whenever we're in the house, there's tons of like wedding reception playlists on Spotify. Like
Oh yeah.
you just pick one and hit play, or anybody can like tap into it and just play whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
You don't even need like, you just need like dinner music really, where it's just instrumental. Like you just need
Yeah.
something. You need just something in the background. It doesn't need
Yeah.
to be like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I totally agree.
Yeah. No, it'll be fine.
Yeah. Well, it's been
So
great catching
I'm really
up.
excited.
I know.
I'm excited. It's literally almost exactly a month
A
away.
month.
I'm waiting for my rings to come in. That was the only other thing, is that so we went and bought rings, and his ring came in. We had to get it sized. Mine, I ended up getting an enhancer instead of a band. And so when I sent it away to get sized, I sent my engagement ring to get sized also, because that way it fit good. But then they called and they were like, hey, we have to actually increase your size with your engagement ring. Has to be bigger than the enhancer so it fits perfectly.
Yep.
So if we don't, or do you want these soldered? And I was going to wait until after we got married to solder them together. So I could at least wear my engagement ring now. And they're like, yeah, you're not going to be able to because of the size difference. And I was like, okay, so just solder it. So I have my original engagement ring back on now, and then I won't get my new, because he re-proposed. So I won't get that ring until the actual day.
Damn.
But I did tell Kevin, I was like, we're not doing really anything traditional, so I don't see why when the ring comes in I can't just start wearing it.
Yeah.
And he's like, no. I said, but why? Like, we're doing our own thing. It's really pretty. I want to wear it. And he goes, no, you're not wearing it. I'm going to try.
Boo.
I'm going to try.
Uh-oh.
Listen,
I'm
Mr.
gonna try.
Jennifer, if it comes in, she needs to wear it.
I'm
I know
gonna
you're
try.
listening. I know you're listening, Mr. Jennifer. Let her
No, this
wear it.
episode will probably be too long for him.
He won't get to this part.
He won't get to this part. Yeah.
Goodness.
Well, I love you, ladies. I've missed you. I know this was a longer episode, but we just wanted.
We just had so much to
I
catch up.
Yeah, because like our lives have been kind of busy, and our chat hasn't really been going on. I mean, we still chat, but just been a lot going on.
Right.
Yeah. But we'll be reunited in about a month.
I know. I can't wait.
I'm so freaking excited. I'm excited because I get to buy a new pair of boots for the wedding.
I'm
I know. I
excited that
need to
like our
start looking at
husbands
shoots.
will get to like meet each other.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Talk about awkward. No.
Well, I think Matt
I'm sure they'll be fine.
Matt probably barely met Kevin at the wedding. So,
yeah. Just in like hi and
hi, thanks for coming.
congrats.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. I'm ready to get away with you ladies again.
I know. Me too.
So exciting.
I know.
All right.
All right.
Well, we'll see you next week. Again, be sure to like, subscribe, share your favorite episode with your bestie, and we'll meet you here at the same time next week.
All righty.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Bye.